Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ban Rants channel, your home for NFL projections, predictions, and of course, your periodic rant. And in this video, I'm going to be going over my Week 5 picks and my results from that. And I'm going to also be talking about a few things in Week 6 and a couple of recent topics, answering a couple of questions because there are a lot of things to take note of now. A lot's changed over the last 48 hours in the NFL. And we're going to talk about all of it. I'm going to go over some Week 6 flips at my own risk because of what happened this past week. But before I do, if you're new to the channel, please make sure to leave a like on the video, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and we'll go ahead and get started. So, Week 5, I got in my own way. I made some flips that I probably shouldn't have. The only good flips that I did came in the NFC. I flipped the Saints to a win and the Cardinals to a win. Everything else I flipped did not work. I shouldn't have flipped the Jaguars over the Titans, and I said that from the beginning. That was a risk, and I didn't actually think that the Jaguars were going to blow the Titans out of the water, but I did not rule out an upset, and that was my upset pick for the week. Broncos and Steelers, that was a Sophie's choice. It could have gone either way. The Bears, I did not expect to win that game. I did have it that way, and I should have just kept it, but I thought the Raiders just looked like the better team at that point. The Bears are a bit of a pleasant surprise right now. Eagles, I didn't expect that to happen. I certainly didn't expect the Falcons to win, although it's really just the best of the bad of, best of the worst in that case. Now, the two pleasant surprises that I had here were Chargers winning. I had the Chiefs, but I just checked it off to the Bills before I began this. But originally I had picked the Chiefs, but the Bills ended up winning that game, and that was a surprise. Not necessarily for a bad reason. I think that the Chargers and Browns could have gone either way, the way that game played out, both teams putting up over 40 points of offense. But the Bills just completely outmatched the Chiefs, and that's not necessarily out of the question, but on paper, especially in Arrowhead on a Sunday night, you wouldn't have picked this to happen. But this was a revenge game for the Bills, and they played it a lot harder and a lot tougher than Kansas City did on both sides of the football. I mean, I never thought I'd see Josh Allen outplay Patrick Mahomes in only, I believe, their second matchup ever. They might have maybe faced each other like once or twice prior, but I think this is only the second time they've actually faced each other. But anyway, very impressive on their part. But yes, I was correct in the Saints winning and the Cardinals winning as flips. Everything else has been spot on, but this week I'm not trying to make any light of it. I did not do very well this week. But looking ahead to Week 6, here's what I can tell you. I'm not going to give the Jaguars another chance. I've learned my lesson, and they've got a lot more issues than just Urban Meyer. And I don't think Urban Meyer is the biggest problem. I just think they're trying to pin it on him because they don't want to take a look in the mirror at the atrocious offseason they've had, everything else. And it's easy to do so because Urban Meyer is making a couple of mistakes, but I really don't think it's fair to blame it all on him. Chargers and Ravens, both of these teams deserve to be 4-1. They've earned it every step of the way, especially last night, the way the Ravens came back from a 22-3 deficit. That's saying something. Raiders and Broncos, again, both teams are on 2-game losing streaks, and I think the Raiders are going to have a hard time adapting without John Gruden. Yeah, you heard me right. Without John Gruden, if you guys already haven't figured that out, John Gruden is no longer the Raiders head coach. And I'm probably going to cover a video about that, but for right now, we'll just stay where we are here. I'm going to keep everything in the AFC the same and let the cards fall where they may. Same thing interconference-wise. I think the Chiefs will bounce back along with the Bengals. Cardinals and Browns, a lot of Browns fans are very upset with me because I've chosen this game for the Cardinals to win. I know the Cardinals have to lose at some point, and I wouldn't be surprised if it came here, but I am not flipping this game. Arizona is the real deal. They are a solid team, and they've gone against tougher than the Browns and come out on top on the road. LA. Cowboys and Patriots, this is my risk. Dallas has been playing unbelievable. They're on a 4-game winning streak, but winning streaks come to an end. I mean, that's just how it goes in the NFL. And honestly, it's probably going to come in Gillette Stadium. I find it extremely difficult, even though it will be very difficult not to, for the Patriots to go 0-4 in Gillette Stadium. Even though Mac Jones is still new, they did come off of a very brutal win, which shouldn't have been so difficult, and they're probably going to have trouble. But at the very least, both teams are doing the same amount of traveling. They're traveling from the same state, from Houston for the Patriots and from Dallas for the Cowboys to, well, Arlington more specifically, to Gillette Stadium in New England in Foxborough. And Dak does not play very well in Foxborough. I mean, we looked at him play last time, and I mean, it wasn't as if Goatman did very good either. It was only a 13-6 final score, I believe. But it just goes to show Bill Belichick understands what Dak Prescott is going to bring. And this is a new Dak Prescott. But I still think the Patriots can't be counted out right now. I think there's a lot more for them to lose by losing this game than there is for Dallas. Because if Dallas loses, they still keep first place in the NFC East for right now, no matter what happens with the Eagles or any other team, because they have that 2-game buffer. Seahawks and Steelers, another game that should not be on Sunday Night Football. I'm going to come back to this because, as the name states, Band Rants, I've got a rant about this, but I'm going to come back. Bucks and Eagles, Tampa's going to win this one. I'm going to keep all of this the same. Minnesota could easily flip this game, Vikings and Panthers, but I'm going to keep the Panthers winning. I don't think the Panthers can fall to 3-3, although, would it surprise me if they did? No, but I really do think that Sam Darnold is due for a bounce back. And if you look at the schedule that Sam Darnold has had, this is probably going to be the easiest game defensively for Sam Darnold to actually win. I mean, Cleveland had trouble against Minnesota, but I expected that to happen. I think that Sam Darnold, especially getting Christian McCaffrey back, is going to have a much easier time against Minnesota than Cleveland did against Minnesota, because I think that Minnesota is going to make the mistake of underestimating Carolina, and then if they get McCaffrey back, which they are projected to do, Carolina could potentially pull this one off. Now back to the Seahawks and Steelers. Why this is still a Sunday Night Football game, I have no idea. I don't despise either one of these teams. It's not really where I'm at, but we all know there's a lot better, even during this entire day, that could be flexed into the Sunday night spot. This should not be a game. But the NFL favors these two fan bases, which is why it's still here. I'm sorry. Seahawks fans, Steelers fans, please, don't attack me in the comments. I don't have a problem with these teams. But Russell Wilson's hurt. The Steelers have not looked like themselves, even though they just won last week. That was off a 3-game losing streak. Both teams have losing records. Give me a break. And if Russell Wilson was still, the starting quarterback without the injury, I could maybe understand it, but I can't. I mean, Cardinals, Browns, you have a combined, I believe right now it's 9-2 8-2 overall for records. That's a way better game to flex into this spot. Even Packers-Bears, if they weren't already a Sunday night game in Green Bay, I could understand that. Even Raiders and Broncos, Chargers and Ravens, there's so many other games that are just better on paper that you can put into this spot. But that's all I've got for you guys. I'm going to leave my flips the same. I'm not going to flip anything. I'll see you guys in the next video, and hopefully you enjoy what you saw. Make sure to leave a like in the video, subscribe to the channel if you do.